Hello everyone, Carson here, and in today's video I am going to be reviewing DreamHost hosting. Now I have reviewed a lot of hosting companies in the past, over 90 hosting companies, and because of that I've created my own comprehensive list of the best hosting companies of all time, of the best and worst hosting companies out there. And because of this, I do have a video detailing my top hosting companies of 2021. So if you do want to check that out, go ahead and head down to the description and click the link which I've provided. But without further ado, I want to get into reviewing DreamHost as a hosting company, because it's always good to do your research on every single hosting company out there, or as many as you can, and the ones which are the most relevant to you, and DreamHost is one of those companies which is available. So I thought it would be a good idea to jump into it and kind of review DreamHost and explain to you the pros and cons, and if DreamHost is good for you. So let's go ahead and jump right into the pros and cons, but before we do, if you enjoy my content and if you want to see more videos from me, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because it helps me create more content for you. And now let's get into the review. So the first thing I want to talk about is obviously the pros of DreamHost, because even though DreamHost isn't as popular as places like HostGator, GoDaddy, or Bluehost, places like that, DreamHost is actually a very well-known brand amongst designers and developers. They were founded in 1996 and they have over 400,000 customers to date. So as you can see, not a gigantic share of the market, but still a fairly big company. Now the question though remains is, are these customers getting a good deal on their platform, and what are the pros and cons of DreamHost? Well, first let's go ahead and cover the pros. So the first pro which I do want to mention is that they actually do offer unlimited bandwidth on their plans. All of their plans come with truly unlimited bandwidth. So what that means is there's no encode limitations which will slow you down, throttle you, or restrict your bandwidth if you pass a certain amount. Even though they claim it's unlimited, their bandwidth is actually unlimited. So you're not going to be running into any problems with bandwidth if you are going with DreamHost. A lot of other companies do offer this as well, but it's always really good to look into if a company does offer truly unlimited features when they claim to offer unlimited features. Because as I've talked about other companies in previous reviews, a lot of them will say it's unlimited, but they will have encode limitations that prevent you from actually using it in an unlimited manner. Now the next benefit I want to talk about is that they don't really have many upsells or upgrades available. A lot of companies which I've reviewed negatively in the past, places like GoDaddy, excel in just upselling their customer. They have one basic plan, but then they add features and features and features on top of it, and you as their customer, if you're not aware of this, might end up buying a lot more than is required for your business. Now DreamHost doesn't do that, which is actually a pretty nice benefit. It does make it easier, especially for the beginner, not to get tricked into buying something they don't need, because that can be pretty dangerous. Now we need to get into the cons though, because DreamHost does have quite a few problems, some of which I think kind of break the deal and make it much more worthwhile to go with other platforms. The first problem I want to mention is they don't have many one-click installs. A lot of more advanced website hosting companies, the top of the line ones, they will offer hundreds of different CMSs with automatic install capabilities. DreamHost only offers like one or two CMS systems which you can automatically install, one of them being WordPress. So if you are looking to play around with some other CMS systems, DreamHost is definitely not the platform for you. If you are buying a shared hosting platform and not a WordPress hosting platform, you are looking for a broad variety of CMSs which you can install and which that company offers, and DreamHost falls short in that area. Now the next problem is they don't have servers outside of the US. This is actually a major issue for me because a lot of companies will want to receive customers from places like Canada, UK, Australia as well. Especially if you're doing stuff like drop selling, you don't really want to limit yourself just to the US market, and DreamHost kind of forces you to because their servers are only in the United States. Your latency and uptime and speed will see a gigantic drop in quality for customers outside the United States, and this can be a really big issue and a deal breaker for a lot of people. Now I know I said DreamHost doesn't do upsells, and they usually don't, but here's one case in which DreamHost kinda does do an upsell, and it's actually a pretty big problem in my opinion. DreamHost does not offer a free email plan with their startup hosting. So basically, if you buy their startup hosting plans, their basic hosting plans, you're not going to be getting a free email with that, and that for me is a gigantic problem because I always like to have an email with my website. It makes my website look more professional, and it makes me look more professional when I'm dealing with my customers. But if you don't have an email with your website, and DreamHost only offers that as a paid edition, you're going to run into a little problem because you'll end up being stuck using some email address at Gmail, and personally I just don't like that. So you have to keep in mind that even though DreamHost's most basic plans are decently affordable, unlike other places like Hostinger or Bluehost, they don't actually come with an email account available for you. Now another problem is DreamHost is missing a lot of features. Things like built-in caching and advanced backup solutions are not available with DreamHost, and this can be a big problem, especially if you're looking to upscale your business in the future. If you are looking for some of these more advanced features, definitely do not go with DreamHost. Finally, they also lack Windows-based servers, which means none of their servers are Windows-based, and their support is also really not the best. So overall, and just to recap, I actually don't recommend DreamHost for a lot of my customers. I would place it pretty far down on my list of the top website hosting companies in 2021. It just doesn't fit a lot of the features and newer, more advanced integrations as other companies on the market. It just doesn't feel as cohesive, and overall, I don't think it's a very good platform. Obviously, if you're looking for some very, very basic hosting just inside the US, and you don't mind a lot of these downsides which they have, it could be a potential for you, but overall, I would not recommend it. There are a lot of hosting companies which offer the same service with more features and cheaper prices, which you can go with when you're hosting your site. So DreamHost, just for me at least, doesn't really do the job. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you do have any questions for me, just drop them in the comments and I'll be sure to respond. Also, just a reminder that I have a link in the description to my top website hosting companies of 2021, so you can watch my review of the best website hosting companies and check those out and receive special discounts. Also, if you did enjoy this video, remember, leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.